gotta try. I keep on getting better, I ain't even in my prime. Always in the studio, I don't waste no time. Hands up, roll another one and get high. Get high. Like I'm Jordan, I just wanna touch the sky. I wish she told the truth, but she always gotta lie.
What's up, everyone? This is the Edible Talk, Season 2, Episode 4. I am David, DJ Dave K. This is
Ori Foodie on the Loose.
And we got a special guest, Bond.
What's up? What's up? Good to be here, yo.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We're super excited for your growth and everything going on. But before we start it, Bond, the rapper from the 6, spitting beats on sidewalks outside high schools to opening a show for Ice Cube. The man himself, Bond, with the 8 for infinity for impossibilities.
Woo! Thank you, man.
Amen.
Amen.
But, so, you know, how it goes, it's an interview style. We're here, we're having a conversation, we're seeing how things go. But the first question that I have for you, and I was quite surprised he's not wearing one. How many different sunglasses do you have?
Yeah, we need to know. I knew you were going to ask that too. That's so funny, man. I got like 6, 7 different pairs.
Okay.
But I have like 2 favorite ones that I always rock.
Okay.
And yeah, man, it's just part of the style. I like it. I like wearing them. But I just got new haircuts and like I was like, you know what? We'll come a little different today, different like approach. So no glasses, but cool, man, you know?
It was funny because that was my other question. What happened with the haircut style from the first video to what you had when we met you, and now you have? I like the style. The style is quite like it's very true. You know, like
you've always had good style from the first second I met you. I was like, this guy's got good style. He looks good. You know, the sunglasses are like what are like I'm like caught to, which is I really like. But we're happy you're here, man. We're really excited to get into this.
Thanks, man. Thank you. But so what were you asking? You said. Oh, the hairstyle?
That's the fit, the overall fit. Like, do you feel like the sunglasses are like an identifying factor for you? You think
like
it's something that really
there,
makes...
you know? It adds to the image, like you said.
Sure.
It caught your eye, right?
It did catch my eye, literally.
So, like, that's the whole point, you know? Like, you want to catch attention. Like, as an artist, you want people's attention, right? So, you got to have, like, a unique style, a unique look to gravitate those people towards you. So, the glasses help.
That actually makes a lot of sense because a lot of people, they just sing. But you also you kind of combining everything into your craft. I think it's really interesting.
It's a whole, like, you know, like when you hear your artist and you see him too, right? Like, yo, okay, if you hear your favorite artist, you wonder what he looks like. So,
right.
Like, his look, like, does a lot to you. It's like, yo, if he looks, like, really, like, unique, you're like, wow, like, this guy's special. This guy's really cool. Like, so it's really important to, like, how you look, your image, everything. It's all hand in hand.
No, 100%. I mean, like everything, the one that I always like remember is oh my God, I just forgot, the guy who's, with I Spy, the song, Drake's boy, who's with him.
Kyle? No,
not the other guy who's with him. Oh my God, why can't I remember his name? The guy with the dreads always, but with the, like the little, like 6ix9ine has that look, right?
Yeah.
Like he has a crazy look, but oh my God, why can't I remember?
I can't remember either.
The song I Spy.
Little Yachty?
Little Yachty, thank you.
Yachty.
Little Yachty, right? Okay. He has the beat. So every time you see it, everyone sees it, they're like, that's him. Yeah. And I think I really do like the glasses and your jackets, and you have a fit, right? It kind of reminds me of like a Kid Laroi kind of like feel, right?
Yeah, you kind of, that's crazy.
But Kid Laroi, if you saw him recently, he has like all prosthetic and makeup, and he's like, he looks totally like, he looked like a 50-year-old guy.
Well, listen, man, once you go to Hollywood, like it's different, right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of people that like do a lot of work on you, like, you know what I mean? Like the style, image, like makeup, all that.
Yeah.
Let's go. I got another question for you. You have a rhyme and rhythm. What got you into this passion?
What got me into music? I've been around music all my life, like since a kid. Like when I wake up, like the first thing I'd hear is like "Hey Jude," like on speakers, like in the morning. Like my mom would be playing like Beatles or she'd be playing ABBA. My dad grew up playing guitar, so like it's like I'd always just like listen to him, watch him play guitar, and like my dad's like a big idol to me, right? So like subconsciously that probably planted a seed in me, like the music is like really cool, like you know that I really enjoy it. So like I've always been around music all my life. I took piano lessons as a kid, like around like maybe like grade 6, 7, grade 8. I played clarinet in school.
Cool.
Then around grade 10, I kind of like got into freestyling because a lot of my friends are rappers.
Okay.
And like that just became such a big habit, like of freestyling all the time. And like just as years progressed, like the freestyles would get really good. So like around grade 12, I was like, okay, like these freestyles are sick. Like I need to go make a song because like I want to hear myself back. So like I made my first song and I just fell in love with the process. Like it made me feel so good. Like made me feel at peace and just like something I love, you know, like I don't know, like anything in life, like when it comes to like school or tests, like I always feel like I need someone else's help, like, you know, but when it came to music, like I didn't really need to copy anyone. I didn't need to ask anyone. Like it kind of just came to me, you know, like I felt like I didn't need no one's help. Like it just naturally is something I was good at.
So when you say freestyling, you just would go with your friends, like when you're going out or when you're like in your, I guess like
an open mic.
An open mic? Like would you go to like, seriously, would you go to like open mic stages and just record? Or did you write your own stuff as well?
Yeah, so it was just casual. It's like we would just be hanging out like in lunch or whatever, and like someone would have a speaker and they put a beat on YouTube.
Oh wow!
And like we would just like off the dome, like just like say whatever's on your mind, you know?
Okay, that's
really
You'll put the beat
really
on.
cool.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure we will at some point.
It's funny because when I was younger, and I used to love rapping as well. I think for me when I was Eminem was, you know, for me was huge when growing up, and then Tupac and Biggie and all that. That was my generation, and I used to love it. But then I just like kind of stopped. I don't know why, but I started like emceeing and becoming a DJ. So I was like, shit, let me go into that path. Like the music all kind of combines. It doesn't matter how anything can bring you to a path to somewhere, right? 100%. But I love that it led you into into being an artist and rapping and singing on your songs. I love
like
it.
Thousands of hours of freestyling. Like honestly, man,
that
like,
many hours you would
honestly,
do it?
Yeah. Like if you go on my voice memos, like you're gonna see like literally like 1,000 voice memos, man. Like I've been like freestyling for like 5 years, like no, like 6, 7 years, man. Like I love it. Like for hours, man. Like me and my friends will just drive, like no destination in mind, like just play some beats on like a speaker and like just drive for hours and freestyle.
So do you mostly like you can freestyle, you can record your content anywhere you want, right? It doesn't have to be in a set studio.
Like just freestyling, anywhere. But like when I record, like actually make a song like Fugazi or something, like I'm in the studio, like usually in my crib, like I have a home studio.
That's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah.
And
so I'm most comfortable, I find. You know?
Oh, cool.
You want to be comfortable when you're doing anything, right? Like, cause you want to like, you don't want to feel like there's pressure or like time limitations or anything.
Exactly.
You just want to be at peace and at ease. And
I like that. I think that's really cool. You want to be like when you're most calm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of artists start off at home, right? They buy the setup and they put the headphones and they go right into it because you don't need anything too crazy until you get into, you know, some like even I'm trying to remember an artist, but there's huge artists that just started from home and you're like, oh, they must be in a studio, and all you see them is like with that foam thing that looks like this with the microphone and headphones, and they make all their music from them. I'm like, I can't believe huge artists are doing that. I think like KSI or something like that. I know he's in the UK and he's, you know, I still think it's crazy because like for us, like, you know who KSI is? The YouTuber, right? I grew up watching KSI. Yeah, so it's crazy because like KSI is a rapper, but I'm like, people are like, nah, he's not a rapper. I'm like, dude, he's working with these huge people, and he started off exactly in his bedroom. And now he has records, he has millions of listens, and that's insane. And it's crazy that I guess I'm saying it, but like Four Corners, I guess you're seeing Four Corners as well, right? He just hit 1 million listens a month. That's insane. 1 million listens. How much? Do you know how much you're currently at?
I'm at like 1,200.
1,200. Okay, that's all.
It's a start. That's amazing.
You got it, dude.
I'm grateful for all 1,200 people, though, man.
It might have been 1,300 now. I listened to all your songs at least like 10 times.
So we love your, like, you got a lot of really good sound. That's what I think is cool, because you're lyrically really sound.
Thanks.
But you also have really good beats and music that's backing it. It's not just like you have a catchy sound. Like it's catchy. And it's actually, if you listen to it very carefully, it's very well done.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Really, honestly.
But going back, like I used to record at studios first. Like I used to go to studios first.
Interesting.
But like, and then like, that's when I kind of like didn't like the feeling. I was like, oh, like I'm always on a time constraint. Like maybe this engineer is having a bad day today, so he's not going to give me his all. And like, So I was like, hey, like I need to do this myself, like so I have more time, more comfortable. Yeah, just for people wondering, you know, like
I know. That's actually what I was gonna ask you. Like, do you when you actually after you record your songs, who mixes it and who edits that music? There's
a guy called Will Wright, my homie. He's been mixing and mastering all my stuff. So like I'll record at the crib and send it to him, and then he like finalizes it.
But awesome. Do you give him like a certain type of outline of what you're looking for?
Like I have like
the sound.
Yeah, I have like my own little mix when I'm at home. Like I make it sound like to my preference. I'm like, this is like the general idea, and then like he just like amplifies it.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny because Seeking, right? Is that your first song?
It's my first song.
That's your first song, right? It was, I really like it. That's honestly, I think that's a banger. Like,
thank you.
I was like listening to him, like that one, The Weeknd, Fugazi. I'm like,
those are really good songs.
What was it? Switch as well. Like, I like how you started off Switch. You're like, you know, everyone who wanted, like, you know, who didn't believe in me and now they're all coming back and whatever. And that's exactly, it's like, it's, people always do that, right? Because like no one knows you. And then like a good example, there was a guy, right? The guy who won $1 million or whatever, $7 million.
That's crazy.
He won $7 million, didn't tell anyone. Mm-hmm. But then he told all his friends, right? He's like, hey man, I really need money. I need $500. I need $5,000. $5K to every single person. And every single person told him, sorry, I can't help you. Except fuck you, whatever, right? I think one person came back and said, hey, let me send it to you. I know you're in trouble. Let me help you. His family, so then he finally announced, I won $7 million. Wow. Everyone didn't even come back to him and ask him for money because they knew that when he needed it, everyone think.
Wow.
But the one person he did, I think he gave $100,000, you know, and it's like, but it's crazy because like, I know if I ask him right now, he'll give me $4,000 or $2,000 if I really need it. Right. Yeah. I'm like, I got to pay for rent, whatever. Right. I'll be able
to,
but
like that.
Exactly. But most of the times, like you'll never have, and I love also you have a really cool crew. Right. So I guess part of that whole crew and everything like that from your first video, I'm guessing you had your crew built up. And
it's the same people.
It's the same people, right? So what I wanted to ask is, I know it's kind of random, but you filming at the Mercedes dealership and all that kind of stuff. Was that after the night, you know, trying to make things work?
Yeah. So like I was the first music video and like, so I hit up Zokai, like my videographer, my guy. Shout out Zokai. Honestly, like one of the best like humans you'll ever meet, man. Like, this guy's so innocent, bro. Like he's just a really good, genuine person. Like,
awesome.
He filmed my stuff all for free when I met him. Like
amazing.
Yeah, I literally like I was in the studio and like I was in one room and he was in another room. Like this is when I was just starting out, and there was like 7 people in that room he was with, and like me, man, like I like to network. I like to talk to people. So I just randomly I just knocked on the door. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? My name's Bond. Like I'm an artist. Like I see there's so many of you here. I just wanted to say hi. So Zokai was in that room. We talked. And then like he's like, yo, like I want to film a music video. Like I'm just getting into it. So I had the song Seeking. He pulled up to my house. I was like, listen, there's a park nearby. Like we can go film it in the park real quick. Like spontaneously filmed it in the park. And then we're like, okay, like we need a new spot. And like in the song, I drive a Honda, want a Benzo.
Right.
So I was like, yo, there's a Benz dealership like down the street. I was like,
I love that.
I was like, we can go film there real quick. And then we did that.
It made it seem like
how did you film it? Did you like, hey, how are you? Can I film? Or?
No.
He just went there at night and just did it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We don't really ask for shit. We just do it, man.
And you did it in Yorkville as well, right? That was part of the.
It was in Steels. On Steels, like on Young and Steels.
Nice.
Oh, that was filmed at Young and Steels?
Yeah.
But I thought part of that video had because it was in Yorkville, or is that another video?
That was a different video.
That was a different video? Okay, so all that was all in the... I thought there was like some swaps, but I might be mistaken. But
it's really cool that like from the get-go, you first of all had your posse, your crew, and I feel like maybe they can speak on your behalf, but like I feel like they've supported you and they really vibe with what you're producing already before you become very famous.
Yeah.
But also the fact that like you're already shooting your videos, you're like gonna go up and up and up. It's just a matter of time until you actually get there. And the fact that you have your videographer come with you and he's like,
we direct it together too. Like, you know, I help and I direct and I edit. Like, come up with all the ideas.
It's so cool.
So I think that's like the question that we had, like what gives you the inspiration for these like videos? Like, so that's cool that like, because you said like, you know, you drive a Benzo, right? Yeah. So so do you just go on the fly when you make these videos, or how does that kind of like?
So like sometimes like if there's like a perfect like pitch, like drive a Honda on a Benzo, I'll pull up to the Mercedes dealership, or like for the hits in the vault. I got a whole bank vault. I was like,
right, I saw that.
I got the
sick.
whole vault. You know, it's like I try to kind of put the themes together. And usually when I'm making a song, like I visualize like the music video sometimes while I'm making it.
Wow.
Yeah. So like
that's hard to do because a lot of times people can't like see the picture and you have it already ingrained in your head what you
while you're making the
song. I think that's so cool. That this would be like, how do you find the ideas? Like how do you come up with it?
Man, like I feel like I've heard like some of my favorite artists say, and it's kind of true. It's like, you know, like we're just kind of vessels and like these like ideas and things just kind of from like a higher source, and like you kind of just had to have like good antennas to be able to like just receive them and like know what to do with them. So like it comes just like being pure with yourself, you know, like that's a huge thing for me. Like I always try to be like the best version I could be as pure as I could be, because like that way I know like I'll be able to like receive these kind of like things, like these ideas and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like good energy, good karma, because that's how I look at it, right? For me, it's like I'll do 10 good things, but if one good thing comes back, the 9 people, I know I did something good, it'll come back. And the funny thing is for the Bank Vault, I was like, I was thinking that you filmed it in Montreal. Have you ever been to that club? There's a club that's a Bank Vault. Wow. You walk through like this narrow hallway, like it's a big ass door that they open. It's a narrow hallway and there's a huge club. So I was there recently in September for my birthday, for my sister, and we were there for Backstreet Boys and whatever, but we went there and it was a sick time. So I was like, yeah, I was just like, I'm like, if you ever go to Montreal, you gotta film there, because you go into this like RBC huge like thing, and then you go into the basement into a private vault. And I think that would be pretty cool. Like if you're going to a club, like just for a vlog or something, or if you can work with that club and make a video. I think it's called the Bank. I think it's called the Bank Vault, funny enough.
That's sick.
So that might be a perfect place.
Yeah, it was here at One King West Hotel. King West Hotel.
Oh yeah. Oh, so they have a
vault there. Yeah, I guess it used to be a bank. Apparently,
is it the one that the restaurant, right? Is that the restaurant now?
Used to be, right?
Yeah,
the
restaurant
used to be there.
Yeah.
Like, do you, because of your videos and all the stuff that you've done, do you find that people are reaching out to you now to come to like my place or my store, my restaurant, or my I don't know, just so they can feature you or show off their merchandise in their places?
Yeah, I've had a couple like studios hit me up saying, yeah, we want to record with you. Like, we want you to come use our facilities. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, because like before, like we used to ask a lot of shit, but like no one gave us nothing, you know? And so it's like everyone's just switched up when they see you grow, right?
It happens a lot. Like even for me, when I do my food stuff, like a lot of times they'll reach out to me and they're like, oh, can you drive to Scarborough for bubble tea at 4 p.m. on a Monday? And I'm like, no, I really don't want to go that far. And it's not because I don't want it. It's just like sometimes they're asking a lot. Like we want like 17 stories, 5 Instagram reels. I'm like, you know, my time is very valuable to me.
Yeah,
I like that you, like when you put your, like, I'm happy to contribute, and I do still contribute to a lot of businesses. But like right now, we're like, as soon as you start growing and people start seeing that you're, you know, going up, they'll try and take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you're like very clear on what you want, which is cool.
Thanks, man. It's good you say, like, you know, you got to value yourself. It's like, if you don't respect yourself, you don't value yourself, no one else will, right?
Right.
And that aura like radiates everywhere you go. Like,
so true.
So yeah, it's good. It's good you value yourself, man. As you should. Everyone should value themselves.
It's true. You gotta know your worth, and you know your worth.
Exactly.
Which is what I think is really important.
Yeah.
So Bond.
Yes, sir.
What got you on the map? Right? This was the thing that this is where you go to everyone. You're like, yo, did you know I did this? And you're like, what? You went to, what was it? Luh Kel as well. And you like, when we first met you and when we met your manager, the first thing you said is you performed around the city. You went to every Ontario school. You performed at over 40 high schools. 60 now.
Yeah.
Woo! It was 40. That's all I know. So now 60. We got 60 up here. So what gave you the idea? Like how did that make you want to, start?
Yeah, it's a cool story, man. So shout out to my bro, M. He like kind of encouraged me to go perform at Young and Dundas.
Oh, okay.
He was like, yo, like just go do it, man. Like you got nothing to lose. And like, I was kind of like, yeah, but he really pushed me, like M really pushes me to myself to like new limits. Yeah, it's a blessing. So we went downtown, we copped a little speaker, just bought it for the day because we were going to return it, get our money back.
Hilarious. Yeah. Oh my God. I love it.
So we're performing and it went really well, man. Like people really liked it. Like besides like a couple like homeless people off drugs like bothering us, like it was really good, And so like we're like, okay, that was cool. The next day comes around, we link up, we're on our way to return the speaker. My little cousin calls me. He's like, yo, I'm late to school. No worries. He's like, I'm late to school. He's like, can you give me a ride? So I'm with M. We have the speaker in the back. I'm like, yeah, we'll pick you up. Like, drive you to school. Okay. So we pick him up. We drive him to school. it's like lunchtime. We drop him off at the pizza. There's like 50 kids there.
Okay.
And I'm like, listen, like, I'm a performer now. I was like, cause like I performed for no one, like a Dundas random. So I was like, these kids probably will really like it. Like, this is my target demographic.
Right.
So I just quickly parked the car, took the speaker out. I'm like, yo, what's up, everyone? Like, I'm gonna do like rap for y'all real quick. And I just played a couple songs, man, and they loved it, man. Like, it went crazy. And like, right then and there, we're like, okay, listen, we gotta go to new school tomorrow. Like, this is crazy. Like, that was insane, you know?
Okay.
And that's how it all started. And then we just kept going school to school to school. And like, the journey has been wild, like, cause we never call the school. We just pull up.
Yeah.
So we get in like a lot of like altercations with like the principals, like sometimes police, like it's wild, you know? But like sometimes
public, no? So
that's what I do. Yeah. So that's always my story. I'm like, listen, this is a public sidewalk. You know, you can't really do anything. But they're like, yo, we're going to call the police. So like some principals like trip out, like they unplug my speaker.
Oh,
they,
wow.
Like, they even like threw it to the floor a couple times. Like they'll like ask students to come and like disrupt me and stuff. Like, but like there's a couple of haters.
No, well, I mean, that's going to happen, right?
100%.
Everywhere throughout things, people are going to try to push you down.
Yeah.
It's a way how you come back, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but there's been way more love.
Yeah.
It's so true. But like, did you do it during a time when it was COVID? Like, were you able to, cause how did you?
2021. It was like just post pandemic. Like,
oh, wow. So
yeah.
people were like, actually, I feel like when I think of it, if I'm a student in school and I'm like kind of sad that like I don't have much of a social life anymore because of post-pandemic world, so it's so messed up.
Yeah,
I think that you're kind of bringing them a little bit of inspiration and hope.
Yeah.
I think that's like what really struck a chord with me is that you're literally showing people that you can be happy and there's like other joy involved with your music. And you're going to 60 different schools. I thought it was only 40. Now it's 60.
Yeah, we did a lot. Like every day, man.
Amazing.
No, because like it's crazy. I saw the videos and people are just jamming, right? Like it's crazy because like if somebody comes perform, I'm like, I'm gonna show respect. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back to the same school that gave you a lot of love? Or?
I went to like one school twice, but like it was all right. Like, you know, I feel like the first time was kind of shock factor. Like, what's happening? You know. So like I usually try to go to every school just once, just to keep it exclusive.
And what was your favorite school? I guess that's a good question.
It's a good question, man. Honestly, like there's two schools. I think it was Don Mills. It was like smaller crowd, maybe like 50, 70 kids, but like the energy was just on point, man.
I like how he's like 50, 70 small people. Like I'm like most people can't get 10 people to there.
Yeah, literally. it's like you have some mosh pits sometimes. Like people are like actually properly vibing in it. It's so cool.
Yeah, the mosh pit was insane, man. They're like, yo, run it back. And they're like throwing water in the air and like just going nuts. Also, Earl Haig was crazy too. Wow. There was like 1,000 kids at that show.
1,000?
Like, cause we pulled up and like that school has like 3,000 people.
So, and like a recess or something. Like
like we pull up when the school bell rings. Like when school's done. That way it's like we're not disrupting anyone. Like you can stay, you can leave. Like, you know.
Did you ever get invited as like a guest to actually perform? Cause that'd be really cool. If I'm a principal, cause some of them are gonna be like, we don't want you to come here. You're disrupting the kids. But like the ones that's like down to see you perform would probably want to have you perform actually in front of an auditorium full of kids.
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
You know what's crazy? I know I just thought of it, but have you went back to your school that you went to, the high school?
I did.
And I think that would be really cool if you can, exactly what he was just saying. Like if you can talk to the principal and be like, hey, I started here, and give those people, give those kids inspiration. Because some of them might just be, you know, another Richmond Hill.
Reach out to like the student executive, like the president of the executive committee of the students, and be like, and they can pitch it because they're really the ones that are.
And I mean, you could do it for free, or you could. They always have a budget, right? Most of these schools, because they need performances, they want to do activities, stuff like that, and I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and then when you're really rich and famous, you'll be like, actually, I charge this much money. I'm sorry.
No, it'd be cool, man. I'd love to inspire people. Like it's a blessing to inspire people. Like a lot of people, like throughout those shows, would message me like, "Hey, man, like you know, like you made my week, you made my day, like you inspired me to do this."
I love that. And
like you know, that's like God's work. Like if I could like put a positive impact on these people's lives, like that's a good thing. You know, there's a lot of bad things going on in this world, a lot of messed up shit. Yeah. So like if you can be like that beacon of like positivity, a beacon of like enlightenment, like you know, that's a good thing, man.
Exactly. Just being that like he knows that I know whenever we post content, people are like, oh my God, like I was so happy this happened. Like you like either from the food side, because it's crazy because even now, like, oh, that was kind of a question that we had. Like we started getting noticed right on the streets and stuff like that. And I'm like, who are you? Like, you know, and the guy's like, hey, sorry. Like it was recent. I had one. And the guy's like, hey, I'm not trying to be weird, but like, you know, I follow foodie, but I see you and I love your content. But so has that created like a buzz for you around Toronto? Like people are noticing you?
Honestly, I started like not like to sound cocky, but like usually everywhere I go, someone will notice me, man.
Okay,
yeah,
that's dope.
Cool. I appreciate it. You know, like it means the word is getting around, so it's a good thing.
You're going in the right direction. Like it's only been positive from the second you walked in here. It's been positive because I can like just even you're smiling right now. It's like true. Like you are genuinely like it's like when you're given that good karma, you're giving that good energy, you will succeed.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what you give out of as an aura or as an energy that is just, you know, positivity.
Yeah, sweet.
But so this is kind of the midpoint. Yeah. And what we want to do is we want to feed you. Okay. So we currently on every episode we always have a food. We sometimes it's sponsored. Today it's not, but we wanted to support, you know, Canadian. We always like to support local Canadian food places. So today is A&W.
Okay.
We always have Tim Hortons and Timbits and whatever, but today is A&W because I feel like so two things. One, when I thought of it, I'm like, oh, that's like, you know, I feel like that's your era, right? People are like going to A&W for food, late night, whatever. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Of course, my phone is the one on mute. But also, I want to get your review because, you know, you review views here and there.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get that set up. What's up, everyone? So we're back. We got food in front of us. We got the A&W. We got the classic Buddy Burger. We got some fries. And we got some chicken nuggets. Okay. But Bond brought his crew along. So you know what, boys? If you guys want to jump in, come in the back here. If you can, slide in. Don't touch the lights.
Jump over the light, please. Yeah. All right, we're going to do a little...
So if you don't know, you should go check his vlogs out. But they always do reviews. When they were in Waterloo, they went to some Pizza Yola, Pepe's Pizza. And do not go to Pepe's. Sorry. Pepe, do better. We don't want frozen pizzas over here, okay? So let's all take a bite out of the burger. And I want everyone to give a rating. Sorry, it's a little cold, you know, time. One day we'll get a little oven, but you know, we'll all give a review.
Guys.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. So what is this? A Buddy Burger?
I feel like it's a classic, right?
The caramelized onions, though, man.
Yeah, I think that gives a little like next level. Oh shit! I have a lot of. I was like, when you looked at me, I'm like, what? I'm like, it all went all over my beard.
I'll give it like
if it wasn't cold, of course.
No, I'd give it like 6 out of 10, man.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
You know, listen, bro. We eat a lot of A&W here. That's like the only thing open 24/7. You know.
And Tim Hortons, but I don't like going to Tim Hortons at 4 in the morning. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of their. They have the flat.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
Not the best.
They have yeah. Do you go to the one on Bathurst and Steeles, that gas station? I drive by there all the time.
So bad.
It's 24 hours. I'm like, yeah. I used to go to the one on Highway 7. And
what's your review?
Maybe like 7.5.
Okay, cool.
Bro, I can't do A&W dirty, so like, I'm gonna give it like I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10.
No way.
What? Sorry, could you say that again? What'd you say?
7.5.
7.5. Okay, and you said it was
I
think for me, it's a 7. Honestly,
I'll tell you one thing.
Can we go back though? 10 out of 10, bro.
Whoa.
I can't do A&W dirty.
Okay.
So that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna give A&W a 10 out of 10 as well.
Bro.
The reason is, I'll tell you two things. Sorry,
no,
mic, that just was a
10 out of 10 is crazy, bro. 10 out of 10 is like South Bay, like steak out, like the, like, you know, like.
But you got to remember one thing, right? The reason why it's 10 out of 10. First of all, this is like fast food, like, and the pricing, right? When you like, would you want McDonald's or Burger King over this? No. You taste the meat, you taste the veggies, you taste the bread. The other one, whenever I chew into it, it just feels like
nothing.
It's like, is it really food?
Yeah.
But yeah,
like gourmet fast food, you're trying to say, right?
It's not fast food. There's that word for
casual.
It's casual fast food. Yeah, grass fed. And funny enough, we got a second piece. We got the chicken nuggets as well. I want everyone, because they just released it about a month or two ago, and they usually have chicken fingers, but you know. So right now, I think the basis, you gave it a 6. He gave it a 7.5. What'd you give
7.
it? You gave it a 7, a 10. I think we're somewhere around the 7.5, 8 range. So
you're still a 10. Don't worry. You're still a 10.
Also, we didn't get to introduce them, and that's my apologies. If you guys want to introduce you know what?
Allow me to introduce you guys. This is my team. It's my friends, my best friends, man. This is M, the manager, my friend, always pushing me to new heights. It's my boy Sly, man, supporting me since day one, coming on my shows, like helping with the music too. I really couldn't ask for a better crew, so make sure you give them a follow. M4_fitness. Shaheen _ There you go. Yeah, and that's my team, man.
So again, if you guys don't know, he's the hard critic. So whatever he gives it is usually the thing. And then Bond is somewhere in the middle, and then he always gives it the high. So you find the middle ground, average the score out.
How was the frozen pizza? No.
That was terrible. Okay, I really want to know how. Like, what happened to that pizza?
That was so bad.
Like, what happened?
Bro, it just tasted like worse than frozen pizza.
Oh
like
man.
it was fresh, but it was like frozen pizza.
Was it the sauce? Was it the bread? Or just everything?
Did you tell them or no?
No, we didn't have the heart.
The heart? Was it free?
No.
Oh.
It was opposite. It's expensive, man.
It was like 45 bucks.
For two pizzas? Yeah.
I can't, you know, whenever I see that, like, we are very critical because we've been to so many food places in Toronto, and I'm straight up, like, I just went to a place, if you saw it on my Instagram, I rated it a 2 out of 10. Like, it was that bad. Like, again, the Yonge and Bloor location for that pulled noodles, I was like, yeah, pulled noodles, late night, it's going to be good. It was not good, I'll tell you that. It did not, it was...
David wants Four Seasons quality, but maybe
A&W pricing.
It's hard to come by. Honestly, it's true. A lot of countries around the world, I don't know, go abroad, and it's like, you know, you pay for A&W pricing and you get really good quality food. Yeah. Sometimes the food in Toronto can be very expensive and it's not like the best food.
It's usually not the best
food. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It tastes so much.
So much.
What's the best place you guys ever been to eat?
In the world or in Canada?
Oh, okay, you travel a lot. In Canada, in Toronto, yeah. One of the best places.
I
like Mamaka's Taverna. It's very expensive. It's on Ossington. It's a Greek restaurant. It's a high end restaurant. Canoe, also a very fancy restaurant. It's in the TD building. It's like the 50th floor.
If you're looking to spend $200 a person,
yeah, if you want to spend
that's what he's saying. The places that he's saying is like you got to spend an arm and a leg to go.
But if you want like really good, cheap food, there's a pho place on Ossington called Pho Tien Tien. It's a pink like interior, and there's always a lineup. It's like $15 for an amazing pho. Highly recommend it. It's really good quality, good value. If you like that kind of food.
Yeah, 100%. Who doesn't like pho?
Yeah. My favorite place, my boys always after the club, we always go. There's this 24-hour pho place on Dundas and Spadina.
Okay.
And it's been there forever. If you go there at 3 a.m., 4 in the morning, it's packed.
Wow.
They only accept cash.
Makes sense.
Cash is king, man. Cash is king.
Cash is king. But yeah, no, it's a dope place. It's not the best, but I like that place because like a little homey place that I always think about. Like my boys after DJing or whoever's coming in, they're like, what can we eat at 4 a.m. after the club?
Yeah.
And that place is usually the place. Or it's A&W. You're the person that pushes him and you're the one who puts him out of his comfort zone. So what gave you, how did it all start? Yeah.
We were just, we're just good friends, and like I know him since we know each other since we're young, and we just I don't know, like shit, just one thing led to another, kind of like he started rapping and we just started performing at Dundas Square, and then schools, and then like I don't know, just one thing led to another.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, I mean, you always need someone who can have your back, and if you have your boys, like I think it's to have your crew around you. Just like Drake says, crew, like crew love. It's super important, right? And like,
mind you, like my crew is full of like no men. We don't have yes men. Like it's like no men in my crew. So it's like when they say yes, I know it's like okay, like it's a for sure yes, it's a certain yes. So I feel like a lot of people don't have real friends that actually tell them, yo, like that's trash, like that's good, like. So it's like I'm really grateful for like honest people,
Right.
So do you push him to be a better individual, like a better person, better artist?
He's a good person, man, but like
better artist for sure, man.
Better artist.
You're a good person. I'm not going against your character. I'm saying like a better individual.
No, but like if he makes like something that's like some kind of music that's like not good, like I'll tell him, I'll be like, bro, this is trash.
That's fair.
Straight up.
No, but you got to have that honest friend that's looking at for you.
Most people, they're like, yo, this is fire. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is
So when you first heard Fugazi, where you're like, this is Fugazi.
What's your favorite song he's ever produced?
Oh, that's a good one.
So far.
Definitely On the Weekend.
Okay. On the weekend.
That's one of mine too.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
It was funny. I'm like, this is the weekend. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, we should have that as the like the background song.
The intro.
Good, should.
Cool. But yeah, aside from that, thank you guys. I don't want to hold you guys here.
All good.
And we will continue the interview.
So we want to know, who gives you inspiration for your music currently? And how did you get that inspiration?
Who gives me inspiration? I feel like I always try to inspire myself. Like I'm always trying to one up myself. Like that's my biggest thing. Like I always just try to be better and better every day, like 1%. Like I'm always trying to make a better song. And there's tons of artists, you know, like every day, like on Instagram, TikTok, you see like talented people on your feed all day.
Right.
So like there's a lot of like random artists you just see that inspire me. Like I see content that inspires me, but usually it's life situations. Like on the weekend, like, you know, I had a girl come over and we had a good weekend, and like that, like all that thing just inspired the whole song. So it's usually like it's experiences that inspire me, and like my friends and family. Like, you know, it's like it's not just me anymore. It's not just me making music for myself. Like I have people waiting on me. You know what I mean? So it's like there's that kind of push. It's like, hey, like these people are waiting on me. Like I would look foolish if I didn't keep going. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that. Because some of your songs come from heartbreak, I'm guessing as well, right?
Yeah.
Like everything from Misunderstood, another one, Moonchild, things like that. So that's funny that you said they had the weekend. So has those songs, like, did you go through heartbreak? Is that why these songs were created?
Everything you hear is real, man. Like it's all like real life stories.
Right.
So yeah, like my first heartbreak was maybe around like 18, 19 with like my first girlfriend. Like I like broke up with her, but like it just hit me in the ass later. Like I felt like ways about it. I felt really down about it, and that's when music kind of came through too. Like when I'd make music, like I wouldn't think about anything negative. Like I'd feel like in the moment, I'd always like dwell on the past, you know, after my breakup. But like music made me,
No, it's going.
But music made me like present and like made me optimistic for like the future and everything.
I love that.
Yeah.
You always have to like, I went through a breakup too. And the biggest thing is find something that you can put dedication, like put your mind to and dedication. And for me, it's my content, right? Yeah. My content, my creation, my art, right? And that's like, I think it doesn't matter if you're an artist, if you're a food video reviewer, if you're entertainment media, we're all in the same, because it's all some sort of art, right? And you have to entertain someone in the end. Yeah. So, and then those are good ways for you to, you know, release any other, you know, sadness, anger, happiness, or whatever. And it just helps you grow. And and the biggest thing for me is connect. As you said, you love connecting with people, and with connecting people, you'll meet new people. Like, as you said, like we talked in the beginning, putting out good energy, you'll start meeting, you know, other people who match your like aura, energy, your output out there.
And also the fact that you've gone through these heartbreaks. Maybe one of your listeners or followers is also experiencing heartbreak or going through family trauma issues. And if you've had that yourself and you're like rapping about it and you're singing about it, I think people can actually identify with that as well a lot more. 100%. And your music is projecting that, which is really pretty interesting.
Yeah. People tell me like they hear like the genuineness in my music. So it's always good, you know, they can tell. So
do you have a crew that you go around with that are really supportive of you? Do you also have like family? Are they there for you, or your parents are not supportive of you?
Oh man, my parents are my biggest fans.
Wow.
Yeah, like
I love that.
It's crazy, man. It's like sometimes I walk into my crib and like my mom's playing like Keep 'N Rolling in one room, and then my dad's in his room listening to like On the Weekend. It's like I literally hear like 2 songs of mine playing when I walk in the house. And like my dad, every day when I see him, he's like, "What's new with the music?" He's like, "Any new listeners? Any new comments?" He loves my music, man. Like, you know, he loves it to the max. My mom's super supportive. She loves it too. Like, they all, like, even my mom will message me like, "Oh, like I think you should make a video like this." Like,
oh wow, so even creativeness as well. I love that.
Yeah, my mom's like a really good marketer.
Okay,
like, so she's really cool with that. You know, she knows what looks good, how to appeal.
Have they seen you perform?
Yeah. My mom came to my first sold out show on September 4th, Lavish Nights, and she was crying, man. She couldn't believe it, you know. But she seen me perform, and my dad seen me one time perform for a high school. He literally gave me a ride to one of my high school shows one time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And where you at? He's like, nah, I'm sleeping tonight. But no, that's dope. So I guess since you brought Lavish Nights, sold out show. Congrats, my brother. That was only 6 months ago. We love that. Yeah. And hearing about that, I saw the crew there. The people out there were like pumping. They were going crazy, and I love that projector in the background. It looked sick. If you haven't seen, I think that's your first vlog, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, how many people were there? Like, what are like
160?
160 people. That's whack. And like, that's crazy.
Mind you, I sold every ticket myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. There was openers, but they didn't do shit.
Really?
Yeah, I just put them on because like I couldn't perform the whole night, right? So like I needed like 10
of course.
But, yeah.
How long were you performing for actually?
Like an hour, 45 minutes, maybe 45 minutes an hour, something like that.
That's awesome.
Do you find it was like, were you nervous? Like, do you have that like kind of, I don't know, maybe butterflies in your stomach?
You know, the first show I ever did was at Luxy nightclub, and going up to it, like, yeah, I felt nervous, but like it felt right. You know, I felt like what I was supposed to do. Like it, you know, just because I always imagined it, I always dreamt about performance. When I did it, I was like, okay, like this is it. Like this is that feeling. It feels good, and you know, you get a little bit nervous, but nah, man, I love it. Like once I get on there, like it just flows naturally. Like I don't have to overthink shit. Like it's all good.
Yeah, something that stuck with me what you said earlier. It's like when you're in your studio, you feel kind of calm.
Yeah,
I feel like you are the same. I mean, you have more energy, obviously, because you're performing in front of people, but you still very calm when you're performing in front of a large audience. And I think that's like, I get nervous when I public speak, and singing is public speaking. Like it's very difficult. Like the fact that you're just like in the element is really cool. And a lot of artists I find have difficulty getting into the element, and you already in the element.
Yeah, like a lot of them are, as they say, bedroom or basement artists or DJs. That's always used as an example, right? But you're out there pushing, and I love that because the only way you can know being out there and getting critique is being out there and seeing other people, and 160 people. That's huge. Like, dude, that's a lot. If you've never, like, I used to be a promoter, things like that, so I understand how much 160 tickets to sell. That's not easy. Selling 20, 30, 50, you're like, oh, okay, that's good. But 160, that's very impressive.
And I have a lot of good supporters. People like to support, you know.
I love that.
And it comes back to like being like kind and good person. Like I'm kind to most people I meet, man. Like if you show me respect, like I'll show you respect.
Of course.
Even if like you diss me, like I won't say nothing back. Like I'm not holding no grudges, but I treat people really well. And I think like it's like if I was a dick all my life, like, and I was like, yo, come to my show, people like, nah, like I don't like, why would I come to your show? You never like treated me with like kindness, respect, but like that, like doing that, like they all like came to support, it comes back tenfold, you know? Yeah,
I think when we met you at Off the Saints party, his big gala release, we vibed. We talked for like 30 minutes. I remember we were talking for so long. I was like, oh man, we got to start talking to other people. I was like, because there's 400 people there, right? And it's like to like connect with everyone. It was just a bunch of different things.
Shout out Off the Saint.
I know. Off the Saint. He's gonna be. He was supposed to be on the show, but then he went on his tour, and we had to cancel. What happened again? I can't remember. But
he'll come around.
Too busy, exactly.
He'll come around.
We got some things planned with him.
What are some of the other locations that you perform? Like, where was like your highlight or?
So some of the best places. So Supermarket and Kensington Market.
Okay.
That was where like the sold out show was. Lavish Nights. Opera House. We did Elements nightclub Kitchener, like for Ice Cube, and then we did Brass Monkeys for Tony Yayo in Ottawa.
Right.
And yeah, those are probably like my best stages I've touched, I'd say, so far.
So how does someone find you? Like, for Tony Yayo in Ottawa, did they say, hey, you're an up-and-coming artist, come to Ottawa, perform? How did you get that?
I just reached out, you know, like, yeah, I like spend a lot of time on Instagram, just like contacting people, like showing them my EPK kit. If they like what they see, they'll be like, yeah, man, come open, come perform.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
You got the drive, man. Like, you got the drive. I think it's awesome. You literally drove to Ottawa and had a vlog. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed.
It was, even people were vibing with your music. I saw the audience, and like you brought one guy on stage as well.
I love doing that.
It's always, and then there was that girl, what was it, from the Opera House. Yeah. I guess the funny thing from the Opera House with Luh Kel is like, what did you feel with the conversation with him? Because you're, you know, like, you got like a behind the scenes with him, you're able to chill with him. And then was there anything that inspired you from that convo?
I just took away, like, you know, he's so humble, man. Like this guy's like reached heights that like millions of people want to reach. Right. And he's so genuine. Like he'll just talk to like a normal person. Like, he like let me hold his chains, whatever. Like he'll just like treat me like anyone else. You know what I mean? And I think that was like really eye opening, because like sometimes like, you know, you get these like milestones and you feel ways, like, you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, like, you know, you feel like that guy, and that's a good feeling. But it reminded me just to stay humble. You know what I mean? And just like no matter how big you get, like we're all just people at the end of the day.
So I gotta ask, because you were offering him jerk chicken because you're a vegan, but then he's like, you know, next time, right? What do you have to get him?
I gotta get him some
fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
But yeah, so I wanted to know, I guess, to bring it up, because I'm like, oh shit, should I get you a Beyond Burger from A&W? But then in your most recent, you had some shrimp and stuff. Yeah. So what brought you on that like that? Switch? Yeah, that switch.
Yeah, so I went plant-based for 2 years just to like kind of like experiment with my health. Like I thought that was best for me. Just like remove mucus from my body and just like try to stay alkaline. Like shout out to our boy Dr. Sebi. He's like a really sick like natural doctor. Like cures people of like crazy diseases. But like I just kind of started listening to my body more, and like just like I feel like it's so hard, man. These days it's like people promote being vegan, people promote like only eating meat, like Carnivore MD.
Yeah. So
like I feel like I was just trying to find a balance, like see what works for me. So I was experimenting with different foods, and I've been incorporating like plant-based, like not plant-based, animal-based products in my diet, and I feel good, you know. So I keep it around, but I like to eat like majority plant-based, like a lot of like fruits and veggies, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Liver King, right? And he's like, oh, all natural. And then he like recently went on a podcast like, yeah, no, I do steroids all over. And I was like, he's like, you have to. You can't have this body. And I'm like, but they asked you that question 100 times and then thing. And it's like in the end, I think it just like whatever, as you were saying, whatever diet works for you and whatever like thing. But it was really intriguing. But yeah, go for it.
Right. Yeah. You dropped the bomb with the announcement of Ice Cube. How did it feel opening for him?
Just felt like another day, man. It felt good. Obviously, I was grateful for the experience, but you know, just a part of the journey, man. Just what we do. So opening up for these people only feels right. Feels like we're just on time.
And it was crazy because like I know, I don't know Ice Cube, but I know his music and I know Tony Yayo, and I didn't know you had Tony Yayo until just recently. And those are two OGs. Like these are huge opportunities for my like.
Beyond grateful to have done that, you know. It's like old school meets new school. So like I feel like it's like the world's kind of just like the old school. Like, you know, a guy was like, all right, I want to introduce you to the next big thing.
So did he reach out to you, or you reach out to him? How did that connection come?
Ice Cube?
Yeah,
I reached out to them, and like I said, I just sent them my EPK kit, and they liked it, and they're like, all right, start through.
Yeah.
Did you have like a heart to heart with Ice Cube? Like, did you?
No, I didn't get a chance to talk to him. This guy was like moving very militant, but it was cool, man. I met the other artists there, and I was just glad to share the stage with him and be there.
Of course. And like it's crazy because you were saying that you want to hit the next big stage with one of your boys in your first vlog. And you were saying, yeah, Coachella and Rolling Stuff. And I'm like, Rolling Loud. And I'm like, yeah, I want you to be there. But I'm like, that's going from 0 to 2000, right? But it would be cool to see on like the history stage or something like that. Or like RBC Echo or is it TV Echo?
I don't know. One of the big banks and promoting that one.
But yeah, no, I would love to see you on stage like somewhere locally. Is there anything coming up?
We got a show on 420 at Lee's Palace, which is going to be sick.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue.
Which one?
Lee's Palace. That's where we had Super Duper Kyle.
Yeah. I love that. That's a good venue. Yeah, I like that. Right on Bloor and Bathurst.
We were just saying like that venue, when we saw Super Duper Kyle.
And that's where we met Off the Saint a year ago.
Literally met Off the Saint that day. It's a great place to be. It's also, it's very intimate in the sense that it's not too big, not too small. You can learn like, the crowd can really vibe with you in that place. So it's you can use it to your advantage because I think you can make it break it there in one of those places.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just like, I don't know how much that venue is. That like a 500 person venue or 400?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Because like the floor can fit a few hundred people, and then it's like the surrounding area, but it's a dope. I like it. Like, for me, I personally love those kind of, like I saw 24 Karat, it was like, I can't remember, but it's like on like near Queen and John area. Like it was somewhere like in a basement underneath a pub.
There's a lot of venues like that.
Yeah, there's like whatever. And I was like, I loved it because like he was seriously feet away from him, and he was dope. Like he just vibe, right? He's a vibe. He's like, he's always that type of person that like, and I like same thing with you, just like giving out positive vibes, and that's like the way that you just have to go day by day.
Going back, you know, you talked about like Rolling Loud and like how it's so like such a big stage. Like I feel like that mindset is like crucial for artists. You gotta dream big, man. Like you gotta 100%. Have those ambitions, and so you gotta speak it into existence. Like for that Tony Yayo show. When we went to that event of the Saint, like where we saw you guys, we seen a poster that Tony Yayo was on tour, and then like, and then M was like, "Yo, you're gonna be on this tour." You know, he's like, "You're gonna get there. Like, just watch. You know, just watch it happen." And we didn't know how it was gonna happen, right? Like literally, like we got the call the day of to go to that show. Like, someone dropped out, and like you guys can come through.
Wow.
So it's like, you know, us just constantly like, speaking it into existence, like just saying it. We will. We did, you know?
Yeah.
So that mindset is so imperative.
It also goes onto your resume. Like, you know, you say, oh, I performed in front of, you know, a crowd, and also Tony Yayo was the headliner, Ice Cube, Luh Kel. Like, those are big name artists, you know?
Some of the biggest names in hip hop.
Do you have any inspiration? Like, which is like any artists that you're inspired by?
Yeah, for sure. Like J. Cole, I'd say Russ, man, Lil Baby, Black, Trippie Redd. Those are some like big.
Those are some good artists.
Yeah, I like those artists. But like sometimes you just hear like one song from one artist, like Connor Price or something, or like just like the occasional like, you know, random song you hear by a random artist. But those are some big inspo for me.
For sure. Are you currently signed with the label?
No. We have our own label.
Okay.
It's called Sidewalks to Billboards.
Oh,
and
okay.
Like
cool.
That originated from like there's this photo of me performing like on Dundas.
Okay.
And like right behind me you see the big billboards, and so you're like where we are on the sidewalk to where we want to go to the billboards, and like you can apply that to anything in life. Like you start off small and then, you know, you go to like the bigger picture, like the bigger things.
That's really, I didn't know that. And that's really cool that you have your own label. You're already kind of you're already established.
We call it S2B.
That's really cool.
Sidewalks to Billboards.
Oh, that's great. Oh, right. I did see that somewhere. But I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I thought it was like just like a,
I was like
just like a thumbnail just for having art. But I realized it's actually your label.
Okay.
I think that's pretty amazing. Are you looking to sign anyone in the coming months or in the future?
Yeah, man. Like there's a couple people like I keep my eye on that like I'd want to like be in my circle. So for sure, man. We always keep our eye out.
That's amazing.
That really is cool. And I'm like getting goosebumps thinking about like where you're gonna go next, man. It's really
Thanks,
awesome.
Man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
I guess we were talking a little bit earlier, like there's some like unreleased songs. Like you have a bunch of songs that you do on your concert and they're unreleased. But is there anyone part of like when you create your content who help you, not content, who make your songs? Sorry, I guess I meant to say like who are the other artists that are, you know, coming up with you that you're working with on your new songs?
I have a new song coming up with Will Wright soon.
Okay.
We're gonna drop a new song. I have a song with O'Shawn coming out soon.
Okay.
You guys know Everything O'Shawn?
It sounds familiar, but I don't like.
He's a dope artist here in Toronto. So him, Will Wright, and yeah, man, that's pretty much like what we got going on.
And is there anyone you want to work with coming up?
A whole lot of people, man. Like I've had like lucid dreams of working with artists like Trippie Redd, like Blacks, like Drake and stuff. So like, yo, I'd love to work with some of these big name people, man.
If I'm you, I'm going on Ticketmaster every single night, and whoever's performing that night, if they drop out, because you never know, they might fill a spot. I'm literally DMing the label or whatever it is, and being like, yo, if anyone gets sick, I'm coming, you know? Yeah. And like DM with like 100 people, whoever's coming to Toronto or Echo Beach or Budweiser stage, because you never know.
Yeah,
so like, you're doing everything right. So it's only a matter of time till someone else invites you again on their stage.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, we appreciate you coming on our podcast. We have one question that we ask everyone.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to him to ask it to you. And
it's just like a very general question. But when did you know you made it?
When do you know I made it? I think the sold out show was a good
the first step of the building block.
Okay, wow, like, you know, these people coming to see me, like they really like what I do. So I think that was like a good, like, we got a good foundation here. But I don't think like we made it yet, you know, like obviously the journey continues.
Of course.
But that was a good stepping stone. And I'm excited to see like that's only been like everything's been under 2 years. So I'm excited to see like what the next like year and a half is gonna be like.
Right.
So
because as you said you started off during COVID and you were pushing the limits. Now you got already, you know, multiple different shows that you've had. From what I've seen, your audiences are hype about you. I love that, you know, when I'm looking at the audience, people are screaming like they're singing your song, and I'm like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a good feeling,
and getting that vibe, right? Like that's the biggest thing. And slowly, and we see it coming. Like when it was funny because when we first saw you, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, someone I met. Let's connect. We'll see how it is. But then when I saw your Instagram, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, this guy got some beats. I'm like, he's not just like any, because don't get me wrong. Every single day, everyone's trying to sell themselves at the end of the day. And it depends how you vibe with it. And we both really vibe with your music. It was kind of crazy because we both have it on our playlist now. And
I'm a follower now.
Thank you, man. That means the world.
But yeah, no, for me, Fugazi has been one of the, like when I heard that, automatic. It
Really?
clicked, and that's one of my songs right now. It's on my list. It's on my iPhone list right now.
That's beautiful.
And the not the label, but the album cover reminds me of what is it called? Reminds me of Kanye's, so I was like, was that the inspiration, I guess, to that?
Like, yeah, like when we made it, like we seen it, and like after I made it, I was like, oh, like my boy was like, yo, that kind of looks like 808 Heartbreak. So I was like, yeah, a little bit. I was like, you know what? It is a heartbreak song, so like it kind of makes sense. So yeah.
In my books, you made it because you performed, like you said, in front of those people, and I just can't wait to see where you're gonna go further, because it's really just up and up, and we're gonna be there hopefully to attend some of your events in the city.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you said April
420.
420. April 20th. I think I'm away, but
he's away.
If I'm not, send me a ticket. I'll come buy a ticket, no problem, and we'll help support you.
Amen.
100%.
So we'd like to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We appreciate your time. We know, we're new as well. This is our 14th podcast. You're on number 14. This is our second season. If you guys don't know, Bond with an 8. And make sure to follow him. The Edible Talk, you guys know where we are, every platform, wherever you want to be. Come watch us, see us, look at his style. And is there anything you want to say before we head out?
I want to say thank you guys for having me. I want to say God bless everyone watching. I wish y'all the best. And, keep going. Let's get it. Keep on rolling.
Amen. Thank you so much, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
Beauty.
Woo!